So, Ken, I would really love to know about where you grew up. Tell me about your hometown.
You're digging up the old stuff, the interesting stuff. You know, that's great. Well, in Lamar's, Iowa, there's an annual ice cream festival that I hope to one day be Grand Marshal of. Because
actually, Ken, I have to interrupt you here. I'm a little confused because I thought you were from West Islip.
Whoops. Yeah. Speaking of Islip, I think I slipped up. Ken Marino is from West Islip. I'm from Iowa. Yeah, that was a whoopsie on my part.
I don't understand.
I'm not actually Ken Marino. My name is Slump Raffman, and I am first place winner of the Ken Marino Impersonator Contest in Sioux City, Iowa, 3 years running.
Well, yeah, I just recorded the last couple seconds there.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. We're going, right? We're rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
It's all going? Okay. Well, we're buried in snow.
Yep.
It keeps coming down. Looking out my window, it's a fucking disaster.
Yep. Same here. I think we've already got 3 or 4 inches.
We are now recording Rock Hard Caucus episode 227. It is December 13th right now. I plan on releasing this on December 14th, so I apologize for any behind the times, out of date material that we cover today that will no longer be relevant tomorrow. But it is what it is. You might be listening to this Monday even. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, I've been super busy, so I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't ever really. But
well, that's kind of what our podcast is about, right? Trying to understand what's going on.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm worried now that people are going to start listening to this, and we talked about snow immediately, and they're going to be listening, and they're going to look outside, and it's not snowing, and they're going to get confused. They're going to be like, "What the hell are they talking about?" They really don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So we need to do a spin-off podcast where we just talk about the weather every day, like that. What's that guy, Freddie? The guy who's always doing weather reports. I think he lives in Pennsylvania or something, but he always does videos if there's going to be severe weather anywhere in the country.
So when you brought this up, I immediately started thinking of David Lynch. You're not thinking about David Lynch?
I'm not thinking of David Lynch. I have been watching a lot of Twin Peaks recently. Just started the return.
Okay. I just watched one episode last night because, and here's an announcement for everybody. I'm going to be on a podcast tomorrow about one episode of Twin Peaks. The show about the show, hosted by our friend Will Roberts.
Will, yeah. Which episode?
Spoiler for anyone who has not watched Twin Peaks, season 2. Skip ahead a few seconds.
Okay,
the episode where Josie turns into a doorknob.
Dude, that's awesome. I love that.
I rewatched it last night because it had been probably over 10 years since I saw that, and it's still really funny.
It's so good. Yeah, I love it. I'm not sure how I feel about the return yet, but I know it's kind of the point is that it's supposed to be you can't return. There is no return.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. How far in are you? Because you already get it.
Well, I mean, I read some stuff too, but okay. 3 episodes in.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it can be a little tough because it's the pacing is really weird. Of course, it's more Lynch than the original.
Yeah, it feels like a Lynch movie more than Twin Peaks, the TV show.
Yeah, I love it, but it's a little different.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll see how I feel about it after I watch it all.
We live in Iowa, and it's time to talk about what's going on in Iowa.
Yeah, let's do that.
I have a brief update on last week's subject. We had our friend Clara on to talk about the newly established Center for Intellectual Freedom at the University of Iowa. There is a page up. You can find this at intellectualfreedom.center.uiowa.edu. There's a page listing the courses that they're going to be offering in this upcoming semester. And you can see the registrations for each one. The first class here, what's it called? It's called Political and Economic Institutions in the United States. If you look at the enrollment here, 1 person is enrolled in this class. All right. This course consists of a series of 110-minute lectures held weekly in the evenings. The instructors, drawn from diverse backgrounds and experiences, including but not limited to university professors. That is not a complete sentence. The course will present engaging and thought-provoking topics for discussion in a class limited to 32 students. This small class size, I guess 32 is kind of small if you're talking about big lecture halls or whatever, but the small class size fosters open discussion and in-depth exploration on each topic's multiple dimensions. The primary objective of the course is to inspire students to embark on a compelling journey of discovery and learning about significant issues related to the course theme, captured by its title. This sounds like very default course description.
It sounds like maybe even ChatGPT. I doubt it, but I mean, it sounds like it.
So that's not really a description of this course. That sounds more like a description of a course. Like what is a university course? Anything? Yeah, there's really nothing specific there. So I like, of course, only one person's enrolled. That doesn't sound that interesting. You didn't even tell us what the class is.
Yeah. I also saw that these are pass-fail courses.
Yeah.
Is that like a common thing? Doesn't seem like it.
I don't think so, but this is like a very special new thing, you know? They're also like short classes. They're like 6-week things. So it's like not real classes.
It feels like a beefed up like training module from work that you're forced to do. And then you're like, you just do the bare minimum to get the pass.
Yeah. Right. And then the other two are American culture and values and political and economic institutions in the United States. Oh, so they're offering that course twice because that's the same as the first one. And both of those other two have 0 students enrolled, but they're starting later. They're starting in March, so there's time to fill up. But that first one, that's starting at the beginning of next semester. They've got 1 person enrolled so far. We'll see if anybody else joins in the next few weeks. But yeah, the description of every course is the same as well. That thing about a series of 110-minute lectures held weekly in the evenings. So I don't know. It just doesn't seem like they're trying that hard.
Man, going to a night class just to hear some guy rant about like capitalism and how great it is. Mm-hmm. Sounds fucking awful.
For almost 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. 110 minutes.
Yeah. This podcast is rarely that long. Almost
That's
never.
True. That's true.
Sometimes some of the Patreon stuff gets into that territory, but I really only talk about Sonic the Hedgehog for that length of time.
Yeah. Or Joseph Dobrian books.
Sure. Yeah. That tends to be a 2-hour affair as well. Did you hear about Terry Branstad, our former governor?
I've heard things about him. He just keeps floating to the top of the tank of shit.
He received a major award recently
from FIFA. The Terry Branstad FIFA Global Peace Award.
Right. Yeah. No, not yet. He still has time to win that. Maybe next year. I don't know. I was saying major award as like a reference to A Christmas Story when he gets the lamp in the mail.
Oh, right.
I'm trying to do seasonal jokes. But no, our former governor, Terry Branstad, received the Iowa Award. And I'm reading from the Iowa Capital Dispatch here, Robin Opsahl, writing about what happened here. Terry Branstad, the nation's longest-serving governor and a former U.S. ambassador to China, was granted the Iowa Award on Thursday, the state's highest citizen award.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, people who've listened to every episode of the show, maybe this has come up before, and I just don't remember. But I don't recall ever knowing about the Iowa Award, our highest citizen award in the state of Iowa. And he's the 26th person to receive this award. Some others who have received it are President Herbert Hoover, Nobel Peace Prize winner Norman Borlaug, former Governor Robert Ray, and scientist George Washington Carver. That one kind of jumped out at me. I didn't realize, but he went to Iowa State. I had forgotten about that. Yeah,
he did go to Iowa State.
Yeah. As Governor Kim Reynolds presented the award to Branstad, she reflected on her time serving with him as lieutenant governor, saying she was happy to be able to honor his legacy of, quote, leaving things better than you found them. She's also on her way out, right? And it's fairly recent memory when she became governor. That was only, I guess, 8-ish years ago, right? Because Branstad left for China in, I think, 2017.
Yeah,
And that's when
right.
she
It would have
stepped
been
up.
the first Trump term.
Right. So if we reflect on the past 8 years and how things were before she became governor and how they are now, do you think she's leaving things better than she found them?
I don't think the majority of the state's residents believe that to be true.
No.
And I
There's been
don't
polling.
also.
Yeah.
I mean, for my part, I do not think that is true.
No, I don't feel that we're better off currently. Here, thank you to the people of Iowa. You are a wonderful, caring, thoughtful, friendly group of people, and it's an honor to serve you, Branstad said. That was his acceptance speech. Branstad also received congratulations from many who were not able to attend the ceremony in Des Moines. Videos from fellow Iowans, including opera singer Simon Estes.
Hell yeah. I love Simon Estes. Except it's crazy that he's doing this. I'm just kind of being ironic, but like I went to Wartburg, and Simon Estes was like an honorary professor, honorary like person.
Right.
And his voice is crazy. He's got a crazy voice.
Yeah. Really good. Very talented person. I don't understand. Yeah, why would he be congratulating Terry Branstad? That's
Someone probably just asked, and he was just like, "Okay."
Yeah, I think he's like, probably just old and doesn't care.
He's so old. Yeah.
He has also received the Iowa Award, so maybe that's why they reached out to him. Members of Iowa's federal delegation, including Chuck Grassley and Joni Ernst, and U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee. He also congratulated Terry as a fellow former governor, you know.
Yeah, Simon Estes really sticks out among these other people honoring him.
Right. Yeah, the only person who maybe has any cultural value at all. I guess Mike Huckabee is a talented bass guitarist. We can't take that away from him.
That is so true.
All right, we got a quote from Chuck Grassley here that I wanted to make sure I got to, because he spoke on the Senate floor on Thursday to draw attention to Terry Branstad receiving the Iowa Award, because this is relevant to the rest of the country. They really care that this happened. All right, Chuck said, throughout his lifetime of public service, Terry applied the bone-deep work ethic of an Iowa farmer with extra elbow grease, fiscal conservatism, and rock-solid tenacity. Who wrote this? It's like making a checklist of like hard work buzzwords or something.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because, like, I mean, I think Terry Branstad comes from like farmers, and then he was like in the military. Like he checks all the boxes for like an Iowa Republican politician.
Yeah, bone deep, extra elbow grease, rock solid.
All much better than anything anyone said about Randy Feenstra. Like they need to, if they. If Randy Feenstra's ads are talking about his bone deep work ethic and elbow grease and stuff instead of being tall, then his campaign might be going a little bit better.
At least it's some like variety in the things that they say about him. You know, obviously his height is a big thing. It's important to him, but like don't only highlight that. You seem really weird and insecure.
Yeah.
All right. The rest of this is pretty boring. I wanted to talk about that Chuck Grassley thing where he's talking about bone deep, rock solid stuff. I think he was a little bit horny. We do have a bit of good news, which is, you know, a very valuable commodity these days, a piece of good news. The Ames City Council is moving forward with adding civil rights protections for gender identity at the city level, you know, as a response to what the state has decided to do this year, which is strip civil rights protections from people on the basis of gender identity. Let me read a bit here from Iowa State Daily. Alexandra Byland wrote this earlier this week. The Ames City Council discussed modifying Municipal Code Chapter 14 to include gender identity as a protected class at their meeting on Tuesday night. Now, this is a pretty dry article, so I'm not going to try to read a whole bunch from this, but this is funny. At the November 18th joint Ames City Council and Human Relations Commission meeting, State Senator Herman Quirmbach proposed that the council adopt an ordinance granting gender identity status as a protected class. Okay, this is a good thing to do. I'm grateful that State Senator Herman Quirmbach proposed this and helped make it happen. It is a very funny name.
I mean, his name is perfect for this because he's got the feminine part, her, and then the man part, man.
Great
all
point.
In one.
Great point. Herman Kornbach.
Yeah, he represents the duality of gender, but also the unity of gender.
Herman Kornbach. I'm just going to go around all day repeating that to myself. Herman Kornbach. All right. Maybe I don't even want to read more from this article, but I do have a video of the meeting where this was discussed. Important to note that every single member of the public who came to this meeting to speak on this issue was supportive of this idea, adding gender identity as a protected class to the city code. Every person who came and spoke, which I think is generally how this goes. This is what I've seen in other places where this has been discussed, is that generally the public is very supportive of trans people, gender nonconforming people, being a part of our shared society and being respected. Generally, people are pretty supportive of that. This was pointed out to me. This person here, I'm going to play in the video here, brought something up that's pretty funny, but keep in mind they are supportive of this measure. Shout out to our friend of the show, Emma Denny, for alerting me to this. And then our friend Caleb also gave me the timestamp for it. So I did very little work here. But let's hear what this member of the public had to say.
Some things to consider, and I apologize if those who are gender diverse find this information unsettling or offensive. Research suggests that endocrine disrupting chemicals found in plastics, pesticides, cosmetics, and even natural substances like lavender oil and tea tree oil can interfere with hormone signaling during fetal development, potentially influencing gender identity and sexual orientation. For example, a widely used chemical right here in Iowa, atrazine, has been shown to feminize male frogs and alter reproductive development.
They're turning the frickin' frogs gay. So again, this is somebody who is supportive of, protecting gender diverse people under the law, but is bringing up, it's a little dicey.
Yeah,
I feel like.
it is definitely, because I don't know, so what,
Right. I mean,
our
I think that's ultimately
systems are constantly being disrupted through, being alive.
Right. And I think that is ultimately the point she's making, is that there's a lot of factors influencing how people end up the way they are. And it's just accept people and we should all be supportive of each other, I think is what she's going for.
I mean, it would be funny if it was just a pivot to we need more environmental regulations.
Yeah. We got to stop turning people gay with microplastics.
That'll be what gets Republicans on board. Is these pesticides are actually turning people gay?
Yeah, pollution is turning us gay. So can we please do something about this? Global warming turned me gay. It turned me into a woman. So this passed, I believe it was 5-1. I think they have 6 people. Yes, a 5-1 vote. So there's one member of this council who voted against it. And Evan, I have the video pulled up here. You can see it, and you can see the full membership right there, right? Mm-hmm. I believe it's the 6 in the middle who are actual members of the council. This person over here on the far right is I was skipping around in this video trying to figure out who everyone is, because I'm not really familiar with the Ames City Council, but that woman on the right in the red, she is a delegate from the Iowa State student body who doesn't get a vote on the council, but gets to weigh in on stuff. And I found that very interesting that Ames has that and Iowa City does not have that.
Yeah, that does seem interesting.
I think that I'm kind of, I don't know, it's just surprising to me because I would think that both of these big state schools would be equally hostile to the cities that they, dominate and occupy. But it seems like maybe there's a little bit more friendliness between the Ames, city government and Iowa State University. Whereas, from my perspective, the University of Iowa is more interested in, complete disregard for the well-being of anyone not associated with the university.
Fucking townies.
Yeah, exactly. And I became one of them. So that I switched sides.
You switched allegiances.
Yeah. So of the people that you see here, could you maybe guess who you think voted against this measure?
I mean, it's got to be one of the men, right?
Yeah. You've narrowed it down.
I mean, they all seem relatively older.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say the guy in the darker suit.
So
he's
this
bald.
one.
Yeah. I don't know.
We're looking at a pretty far back image, so we can't super discern details about these
and
people.
you shouldn't assume things about people based on their hair. But
don't judge a
or
book
age,
by its
or
hairline.
age,
Yeah,
or gender.
yeah. Right. Yeah, I mean, we're doing a lot of that right now. Okay, no, it was this one. This guy right here. His name is Tom Garton. It's Tom, right? Tim. I'm sorry, Tim Garton. He is the one no vote on this. All right. I've got a clip of him too, sort of explaining his concerns about this. Let me play a bit of that for you, and we'll see if it's reasonable, I guess. And I believe this guy here is the city attorney.
Great. Thanks for looking at that.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I wanted to just clarify the point that you made, Mark and Senator Kornbach, that the legislature has given municipal governments the ability to add additional classes. I think that that's an important argument. But the challenge is I think there's a tension that exists. You have that statement clearly appearing to create an opening, but it doesn't resolve the issue of what happens with Chapter 4, where they've clearly taken the field with respect to the definition of gender. And so the challenge I have as a council member is I don't feel like I can reach the substantive issue because the legislature has taken the field on this. And I think that this action tonight will be viewed by the legislature, and maybe they will ignore it, or maybe they will say, no, we did not intend this to be granted to municipalities. But I think the plain language of Chapter 4, I don't know how it could be any clearer that they have defined gender. And so I think that what we're doing is completely inconsistent with the authority granted under home rule. So I'll be voting against this, but because of the home rule issue.
So, did you get anything out of that? Do you understand where he's coming from at all?
Municipality rights or something? I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I mean, he seems just like a wimp and a coward to me. It's sort of it's almost like a Nusser type of argument, where it's like, we don't want to draw the ire of the people above us. Let's just, they've defined gender, and I think that I'm actually too scared to disagree with them on it, so I don't think we should be weighing in on this. Is basically how it feels.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not actually against this. I just think for a technicality that we shouldn't do it because, we might get in trouble.
Right. And he summed it up at the end there where he's like, I'm going to be voting against this, but it's because of the home rule thing. It's not because I'm a bigot or anything. I'm cool, I promise. I just don't want to help you because I'm scared that there will be consequences. And every other person in the room is like, no, it's fine. Legally, we can do this, and we're going to do it. And he's like, no, but I'm scared. So I don't know. It doesn't come off well to me. You can spend as much time as you like justifying it, but when every other person in the room is like, no, this is not an issue, but you still decide that it is, I think you just don't want to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I assume that they have legal counsel on the city council.
Right. Yeah. He's, what's the attorney's name? Mark Lambert, who I think was that guy with the white beard that we saw right at the beginning. Here, I've got a quote from him from the Iowa State Daily article. The Iowa Civil Rights Act has additional language specifically granting local governments the authority to add additional protected classes if they wish to in local ordinances. The council does have the authority to do this. All right. And I think that city attorneys generally, from what I've seen, tend to err on the side of caution.
Absolutely.
Right? So if he's saying very plainly, the council has the authority to do this, I would be inclined to accept that. I think that you do have the authority to do it. So Tim Garton, I think that you maybe just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And that's embarrassing. So anyway, good for Ames for passing that. Boo to Tim Garton for having poorly thought out reasons to justify not doing it.
Agreed.
Sad stuff. And I hope that more cities continue following suit, because this is, we got to make up for what the stupid state is doing somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, this is fun. This is an old standby for us. The caucus, the namesake of this podcast, the Democratic caucuses, always a subject of debate, heated debate. Do we want to keep doing the caucus?
Yeah.
Do we want to go first in the nation? Who really benefits? Who really cares about this? All right. The Iowa Democratic Party, they sent a survey out. I think I saw this, but I remember opening it. Like, somebody was sending a link around. I opened it and I was like, I'm not really a Democrat. I'm not going to participate in this. So I just didn't. I don't know if you ever saw the survey.
I don't think so, no.
So they sent out a survey trying to gauge where the public is at with regard to the nomination process, the caucuses. And I'm reading from an Iowa Public Radio article by Katerina Sostarik. Iowa Democratic Party releases survey results about the future of caucuses. Most Iowa Democrats who responded to a survey about the future of the party's caucuses want the state to be early in the presidential nominating process. But other results don't provide a very clear direction for the IDP as it develops a plan for its 2028 presidential nominating process. Okay, I would again like to just zoom out on this, right? Most Iowa Democrats participating in this survey about the caucuses say that they would like our caucuses to be early in the nominating process, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is a nominating process involving the entirety of this country's Democratic voters, right?
Yeah. I mean, in theory, yeah.
Sure, yes. It's, kind of supposed to. So does it really matter? Like, if you polled every Democrat in every state about their own state, and you were like, hey, do you want to go first? You'd probably get a lot of states saying, yeah, we would like to go first.
Yeah.
Right? So, like,
I think we would like to have an outsized impact on this election.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Most Iowa Democrats say, yes, they still want to get all the attention. Well, okay, but there's a lot of other people to consider, right? Rita Hart, the IDP chair, said the survey was meant to help party leaders understand the values that should direct the 2028 process. The bottom line is that Iowans must have an early role in the 2028 presidential nominating process, and our party-run process needs to be more accessible and inclusive. Okay, but the bottom line is that Iowans must have an early role. But why?
It's tradition.
but I think it's over. Why can't they just accept that, like, the rest of the country... Well, I mean, it's not even really about what the people want. It's about the leadership of the party. They don't want us to do it anymore. Like, you don't have the power to make this happen anymore. But they can't accept it.
Yeah, I mean, all they can do is just, like, politely ask. Be like, please, please will you let us be first?
Yeah, we'll let you meddle in the whole process again and ruin it for everyone. If you just let us go first, please. About 750 people participated in the IDP survey about the caucuses. Of the respondents, 65% want Iowa Democrats to hold their caucuses first in the nation or early before Super Tuesday. But respondents are split on whether the state should go rogue if the DNC doesn't give Iowa an early spot, with 51% wanting the IDP to accept the outcome and 49% in favor of Iowa defying the DNC and holding an early contest, even if the state isn't chosen. Which is, every time that's happened in the past, the results of that state's, primary or caucus just gets thrown out in the national results, right? Like, I remember that happened in 2008 with a couple states, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're basically like, we're not gonna even like accept your results.
Yeah, isn't that like the worst possible outcome?
Yeah. I don't think that that's going to be more likely to have them put you like first in the future. You know, like they're probably going to be mad that you defied them, the all powerful DNC.
Okay, again, I want to point to 750 people participating. The reason that I'm bringing this up on the show today is that I saw a Facebook post from my cousin talking about the results of this. Okay, 750 respondents, and there's probably about 608,000 registered Democrats in Iowa. So that 750 people out of 608,000 is like 0.1% of registered Democrats. So like half of 0.1% of Iowa's registered Democrats are like, yes, we would like to go early in the process. So like, this is not meaningful at all. You didn't get enough participation for this survey to mean anything. And it didn't really give you like definitive results anyway.
Yeah.
This is from Rita Hart here. There's a long way to go before the nominating calendar is finalized, and there's still a lot of conversations with the DNC and my fellow Democrats that need to be had. So while I'm looking forward to having those discussions, my primary focus right now continues to be making sure that we win elections in 2026. Oh, okay. That's your main focus. Didn't seem like it.
It really doesn't.
Seemed like your focus was, can we please get the caucus back? Can we please go first again? Oh, they have the whole... Yeah, whatever. This is boring.
It really is.
There's a 10-page document here about a summary of the survey results. But ultimately, there's no reason for the Iowa Democrats to go first in the nomination for who becomes the Democratic nominee for president, because they have no sway in Iowa politics anymore.
Yeah. Harsh truth, but yeah. I mean,
they can't do it. I mean, maybe the midterms will show us something that we're not expecting, but I don't think it's going to go that well.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're addicted to caucuses. I mean, they're addicted to the attention that they get. You know, obviously there's a lot of benefits for the party to having it first.
Sure.
A lot of candidates spending a lot of money in the state, schmoozing with a lot of local politicians.
Money in media. Yeah, those kind of connections that get established because of it. Yeah. But I think those days might be gone for them.
Yeah.
And have been for like 5 years now.
Yeah. Pretty much. We'll see, though. National Party loves Rob Sand. They love him. He's almost like he's a symbol for what they want in the future, which is another reason not to support him.
Well, yeah, and also he doesn't embrace the party at all. So I don't know if that's really that helpful. Yeah. I don't know that helps them.
Yeah, actually, but they want like Gavin Newsom, they want Rob Sand. They want the most milquetoast white boys out here, to be calling the shots.
Since you've popped the seal on mentioning Rob Sand today,
bad.
I do have a clip of him. Have we talked about India May at all? I don't think we have. She's running for state house, if I remember correctly. But she's kind of the reason that the Joni Ernst "We All Are Going to Die" clip happened. She was the one who was. Oh,
she was the one who
brought up the question of like people getting kicked off Medicaid. And yeah, she's running for state house now, and she attended a Rob Sand town hall and asked him a question, and we have a clip of that, which India posted on social media along with video of her kid playing Roblox.
I love that. She knows how to work the algorithm.
Yes,
Roblox videos are, unrelated background video game content when you're like doing a, spoken word thing.
Yeah.
It always hits.
Should I do that? Like with clips from our podcast? I didn't
just playing Sonic.
It probably wouldn't be that much more effort for me to just like put the audio of the show on top of a video of like Nubby's Number Factory.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying Big the Cat fishing from Sonic Adventure. I feel like I haven't seen that yet. I feel like that could do numbers.
Yeah. It'd be very soothing to watch that.
Exactly. Yeah. You definitely want something like soothing. Like it's not going to be like a game where you're like shooting people or something.
Right.
Got to go with like Roblox, Minecraft, children approved games.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let's hear the clip here. And if anything happens with the Roblox video in the background, we'll let you know, listeners.
India's got a question.
Hi, I'm India May. I am running for Iowa House in this district. I do have Jim Valls here who's running for Senate. So if you don't know us, come say hi. It's really good to talk to you, Rob. I wrote down my question so I didn't mess it up. Okay, so the legislation of Iowa's Republican trifecta feels a little bit like a runaway freight train right now. They've passed things that we don't support, like a Civil Rights Removal Act, shortening of voter polls and mail-in ballot timeframes, and we've been micromanaging our teachers and their curriculum just to death and threatening their IPers. And our current governor used her veto power to deny protections for landowners against eminent domain abuse, and I still don't understand why she did that. So what I want to know is, how would you use your power as a governor?
Okay, but before he answers, do you have any hypothesis for why Kim Reynolds vetoed the eminent domain bill?
Because she's in the pocket of big ethanol.
Yeah. It's economic. It's the people who fund the campaigns and keep the Republicans and the Democrats where they're at in our state politics. They want to keep funding this industry, so that they need the pipelines and shit. So we can't have government regulation intervening in what the capitalists want to happen. That's why the governor, who is their friend in their pocket, vetoed a bill that would interfere with their plans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think she probably knows that, but
yeah,
sometimes you can't speak as plainly as you should in situations like this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Especially as a politician. Rob Sand knows a lot about that.
Yeah, we might get another example of that right now.
Yeah. Great question. I want to be clear about the situation that we are in, okay? I know it's a habit for most people who are doing a thing like this, running for office, to run around and just make all kinds of promises to people, okay? Here's my promise for you. I'm going to be honest. If you elect me as your governor, I will be working with the Republican legislature, okay? If that is news to you, good morning. Wake up, sleepyhead. It's 2025. It's October. You're in Iowa. The Iowa legislature, the Republicans have a supermajority by 1 seat in the Iowa House. They don't have a supermajority by 1 seat in the Iowa Senate. If I am elected, it will be me working with Republican majorities, okay? So what will I do? How will I use my power as governor? To pursue the idea of being a governor for all. When they want to pass bills that pick on people who are different, I will veto them.
I love how he just flattens that and doesn't discuss what they actually did. Every time I've heard him discuss this, that's how he puts it. Is they're passing bills that are picking on people for being different. Are you explaining this to a baby? We know what happened.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
Yeah.
So condescending.
Talk, that was it. Yeah, that part specifically is hard to listen to. It's okay, I get that you don't want to lie to people and give them false hope, but you are being a prick.
Yeah,
the way you're saying this.
It sounds very similar to Hillary Clinton being good things are not possible. You gotta face the facts.
Yeah,
Iowa Democrats will never have a majority here.
Yeah, I don't we'll let him keep going, but I don't get what the affirmative case is to invest any of my time and energy in your campaign if this is the best you can do.
When they want to have a culture war that tears us apart from our neighbors, I will veto culture war bills. We're not going to do it. Do you know why we're not going to do it? Number one, I don't think it's right. But number two, even if I did think that they had a point, and maybe I agreed with a piece of it, again, we were 48th for personal income growth.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
Even if I did agree with some of it, wait, but you're saying you don't? You're trying to say you don't agree with it, right, Rob? Wait, hang on. Do you think they have a point? What are you trying to communicate here?
Yeah.
We're in the middle of the pack for education. That should not be a partisan issue. The Nebraska governor, Republican Jim Pillen, made the single largest investment in Nebraska public school history recently. He's a Republican. Nebraska now outranks us for public school quality. Nebraska. You have to laugh so you don't cry.
Hating on Nebraska, that's always a crowd pleaser.
I suppose, but am I the only person who understands that Nebraska and Iowa are basically the same place? It's like there's very little difference.
Yeah.
It's offensive.
That's offensive.
Enough. So my message to the legislature, send me bills that will improve the lives of every single person in Iowa. Make our economy stronger. Make our public school system stronger. Help us grow in the state of Iowa by bringing more people here, not by making people feel unwelcome. Iowans are the nicest people in the world. We deserve to have a state government.
Oh, Iowans. Okay, the transcriptions thing said islands instead of Iowans. Okay, but he said Iowans are the nicest people in the world. Maybe we shouldn't dig too deep on that, but do you believe that? Iowans are the nicest people in the world?
I think we've done some debunking of the Iowa nice myth on this show before.
I think so. I think that, just having some level of life experience would tell you that that's not, it's just not true. It's a branding exercise. Iowa nice is not.
I think people are nice everywhere in general.
Yeah, absolutely. People in general are usually cool to each other, but we're not particularly nice because we live here, right?
Yeah.
That is as nice and welcoming as we are, period. And
how is that a pause for a clapping line?
I think you can come at that no matter what your values are. I will never be someone that tries to tell you how to think. There's a million ways to think. I will tell you, no matter how you think, you can agree with me on an issue. Maybe you think we shouldn't make people feel unwelcome in Iowa because it's mean, and my faith tells me that we should be kind and loving. But you could also be the single most selfish person in Floyd County. I know you're picturing someone right now. Don't. That's not my point. You could be the single most selfish person here, and your attitude could be, you know what? I guess I want those people here because I don't want road construction to take longer than it already does.
What? What is he talking about? Like immigrants doing construction work or something? Is that where he's going?
I don't know. I mean, I think this whole thing is a pitch like, if you want things to be normal and good, I'm your guy.
Yeah.
It's
Can
like,
we just
I
be
think
nice?
he knows that you can't opt out of whatever culture war shit he's talking about. Like, you think that him vetoing a bill is going to that's going to fan the flames, right? You can't opt out of it.
Right. No, he knows that if they get majorities to vote for horrible shit, that there's going to be pressure on him to veto it because he should, right? Mm-hmm. And because he said repeatedly while campaigning that I will veto stuff like this. But if they have the numbers to pass it, then that's going to be sold as an anti-democratic thing that he has done by vetoing it, right? And I think sensible people will agree that that would be the right thing to do, but it's going to be hard for him probably to overcome. If he has to veto a lot of stuff, they're going to look, if this is what he's saying, they're going to make him veto a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to make him look like shit over it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. The vision of a Rob Sand governor is just getting worse. It's going to be terrible, man.
It's a bad precedent. It's a bad precedent. He's like the opposite of who I want running for governor. Other than a Republican, but
I guess.
Yeah.
All right. There's a few more seconds here. Let's see if anything good comes of this.
And I want someone who's taking care of my mom and dad in the nursing home to be there, because that's important too. So come on in, be here. There's plenty of work to be done.
Yeah. Inspiring. I feel great about that. Yeah, so India posted this on her social media and didn't seem to be too inspired herself by what Rob had to say. It felt like a pretty rambling answer to me, just kind of justifying that, like, yeah, there's really not much we're going to be able to do. And I'm not going to help any Democrats win any legislature seats, so don't count on me for that. I've already accepted that there's not much I'll ever be able to accomplish. Come on in, folks. Let's do it together. What a guy. What
lowering
a guy.
expectations all out of the gate.
Yeah. But he's just being honest. That's what it's about, right? It's just about
so
being
you can be
honest,
but also be like, this is like what I would like to happen. You know?
Sure. Yeah,
he
sort
doesn't
of like,
really go into that.
Yeah, that did not come across as optimistic to me at all.
No.
There's a way to be realistic with people and not lie to them about what's possible. But yes, while also giving a vision, or like just being open about like what you want, how you want things to be different. I guess he does a little bit of that, but it's pretty vague, and more in terms of we shouldn't have done that thing we already did. So let's not do more of that. But what do you want to do differently, man?
He wants us to be
construction to take
25th. Wants us to be 25th in personal income growth, 25th in public schools. You know, nice
incremental
middle of the pack
improvements,
middle of the pack. So we don't have to. We want to feel good about our state.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Is how we feel about ourselves. All right, I got too much stuff on the docket here. Do you want to pick the next thing?
I mean, the Ashley Hinson clip is funny. I don't know if it's funny outside of. Okay,
let's do it. So I don't have much context for this. I just saw it again posted on social media. But Ashley Hinson, our current member of Congress and perhaps future senator, was on a podcast called Ruthless. You ever heard of this? Are you familiar with Ruthless?
No,
okay.
I was thinking it's like a I looked into it a little bit. It's like a conservative, whatever. Yeah. One of the guys has a backwards hat.
And one of them has a forwards hat.
And one of them has a forwards hat.
And one has no hat. It's the three kinds of guys.
I was like, is this a podcast they started to like celebrate Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death or something? Like,
yes.
Is that true?
Yes,
they're like,
it started.
She's gone, so we're calling a podcast Ruthless because we're less one Ruth.
Yes, I don't know a ton about this,
that
but
was
I remember
my guess. That was my guess, and I'm surprised that I was right.
I remember Chuck Grassley went on this in like 2020 or 2021. Oh. That's when I had first heard about it, and people were like, they named the podcast Ruthless because Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. Like I'm pretty sure that is it.
That's wild.
We love death. Okay, so Ashley Hinson was on
Very
this
sorry
podcast.
to hear that.
It's the first time hearing of this. And she's holding a violin, right? We've heard her play Amazing Grace before. We know that she loves playing the violin. I'm just going to play the clip.
And I have some big combat boots to fill in stepping up to replace her in the United States Senate. There will be never replace Joni, but obviously fill this very important seat for Iowans. But yeah, campaigning. I love hearing Iowan stories. I consider myself kind of I'm the mama bear on a mission out here, but I'm also
combat boots, mama bear. I'm a mama bear. I'm a TV news anchor. I wear combat boots. I will never be as good of a fighter as Joni Ernst, but I can play a mean fiddle.
I am holding a violin.
She's also holding it kind of like the bow is like kind of, it's like pointed in the direction of all just the way the set is. She's kind of like brandishing it against them.
I'm a mama bear on a mission, filling combat boots.
So the chief storyteller for Iowans, and
the chief storyteller. Remember, I was on your TV.
I think that's really important. If you can put something in context as to why we need to make a policy change here, that's what we should be doing. Because ultimately it's about how does this actually trickle down and affect somebody on the ground in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
And
boy.
Trickle down.
Yeah, we love getting trickled down upon. That's really important. It's very important that we have somebody in the Senate who can tell us a story about how these big sweeping policy changes might trickle down to us lowly Iowans and affect our lives in positive ways. What we need is a chief storyteller who's also a mama bear on a mission, filling big combat boots and holding a violin. So that's only a 30-second clip, but the violin, why is it there?
Did she play it for them?
I mean, I have to assume
she had to have played it for them at some point. But the fact, the way she's like holding it, like, so it's like in frame the entire time, from every camera.
Right,
You can just like set it down on the table when you're done with it.
It's a prop, right? This is like a thing you'll remember me for. I was the one holding a violin for the whole podcast.
I feel like conservatives are anti-violin, like as a whole. That's like too artistic.
Well, this is sort of like I think a class conflict within the conservative movement, right? Because you've got these like fancy rich guys who love going to the opera and stuff like that, and then you've got the cultural, like, beer swilling type of conservatives who they try to court, because they can't rely only on rich people, right? You got to convince these lumpen to vote for your party as well. So those are the ones who probably see the violin and they're like, what, is she gay or something?
Yeah. she should have brought an acoustic guitar and done a cover of Richmond, North of Richmond.
Yeah. Well, the thing about this instrument, though, is that it kind of does cross over into both worlds.
Yeah,
right?
It does. Yeah. I mean, it's a very, it's like, if you're into like classic, if you're like one of those like Roman statue guys, I can see maybe.
Sure. There's that. Yeah. Yeah. This is maybe actually the perfect instrument for her to be holding and using as a prop because it symbolizes how she has to stand in both of these places.
Yeah.
Much like the violin does. I can be the concertmaster of the orchestra, or I can be, fiddling for the hoedown. Mm-hmm. I'm both of these people. I'm everything you want me to be. Please vote for me. Yeah, we love her. We love Ashley Hinson. She's one of our hometown heroes. And I hope that she is elected to the Senate to represent us and do us proud. Let me fit this in here. We're almost up to an hour, but this is something we talked about a few weeks ago, and I overlooked something very important about this. So this guy running for governor, Zach Lawn, I don't remember how many episodes ago that was that we talked about him, but he started a private school or whatever. That guy, he
Montessori school in Wichita.
Right, yes. And he has 1 million kids and stuff. Well, I saw this piece in the Iowa Standard. Maha Action endorses Zach Lawn for governor. That's Make America Healthy Again, some sort of PAC related to the RFK health movement. They've endorsed Zach Lawn. So, that's great. Iowa is facing a crisis. Nowhere in the history of human civilization have we ever seen cancer rates as high as what we have here today. And over the same period, we've lost 10,000 family farms. That's why I'm honored to receive the endorsement of Maha Action. So he's taken the position of being like opposed to big ag and big pharma, which I'm sure appeals to a lot of voters. And there's a lot of weirdos who are going to like that he's associating with some sort of RFK Jr. PAC.
Yeah.
But this is what I overlooked last time we discussed Zach Lawn. So I think we mentioned his wife because she's the one he started that private school with, Annie Breitenbach. I'm going to rewind a bit, okay? Chase Koch. I think we also discussed that he was receiving Koch money.
Yeah, he's been linked up with the Kochs for a while.
Right. Okay, Chase Koch is like the son of one of those Koch brothers. Which one? I forget. He's Charles Koch's son. He's Charles Koch's son. In 2010, I'm reading from Chase Koch's Wikipedia here. In 2010, Koch married Annie Breitenbach, a former neonatal nurse. They lived on a 70-acre property in Wichita that Koch purchased for $3 million in 2010 and have 3 children. Their oldest son, Charles, was born in 2012. They divorced in 2020. With Zach Lawn, a former Koch network fundraiser, Breitenbach opened Wonder, a private Montessori-style preschool and grade school on the campus of Wichita State University. That's a strange detail, that this is a private Montessori preschool on the campus of a state university.
Yeah, that is very
I overlooked
weird.
that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so this Annie was married to a Koch son, and she started this private school with Zach Lawn, right? Okay, now I'm reading from an article from 2018 in Politico, which is also about Chase Koch. Koch married his wife, Annie Breitenbach, in 2010, and the couple purchased 70 acres in Wichita shortly afterward. Not unlike Koch's own childhood, Annie and Koch are now taking a hands-on role in their children's schooling. This fall, Annie, a former neonatal nurse, and Zach Lawn, a former Koch network fundraiser, I apologize for all the repetition here, but I'll make a good point soon, opened Wonder, a private school located on the Wichita State University campus, serving preschool and elementary school students. The couple are financing the school, where students also pay $6,500 to $10,000 a year in tuition, and Annie Koch and Lawn have the titles of co-founders. Wonder draws inspiration from other novel schools, including Ad Astra, the campus Elon Musk founded for his children on SpaceX's Hawthorne, California campus.
Ad Astra.
Yes,
on.
yes, the Elon Musk school for gifted mutants. At Wonder, students learn in Montessori-style classrooms, and teachers, called coaches, don't make declarative statements, but instead teach via asking students questions.
That sounds so fucking annoying.
All right. So this guy, Zach Lawn, he's part of the Koch network. He's a fundraiser for them, right? He co-founds a weirdo school with Chase Koch's wife in 2018, right? And then Chase Koch and Annie Breitenbach divorce in 2020, and now she lives here with Zach Lawn in Iowa.
Yeah.
So look, we don't know about people's private lives and all that, but like, this guy Zach Lawn stole a Koch wife.
Heist of the century.
I mean, yeah, he probably made out pretty good on that deal, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, maybe it was mutual. Maybe, you know.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? We don't know the details of these people's lives, but it's all the stuff that we know about just from like a few paragraphs. It's pretty intriguing, right?
It is pretty intriguing. Someone's going to ask him about that on the campaign trail at some point.
Yeah. How'd you meet your wife, Zach? Can you tell us a heartwarming personal story about your marriage and how it began?
I also like on his website, it says the Iowa Standard article. It says Zach Lawn and his wife Annie live on their family's homestead in Belle Plaine. That's going to get you some points with the RFK crowd.
The word homestead.
The word homestead, yeah.
Yeah. Trad stuff. Wow. All right. We did not talk about Satan today, folks, but they are, of course, Satan is again relevant this holiday season, so expect some Satan in the future.
Yeah, instead of having their, little Christmas decoration at the state capitol, like destroyed by some random guy from Utah, I think. They just
I
don't
think
get
he was from Mississippi.
Yeah. Instead of that, they just don't get a Christmas thing at the Capitol anymore.
They simply get their First Amendment rights,
Yeah.
violated completely. So yeah, we might talk about Adam Steen a little bit in the future, another candidate for governor. He's good. Oh, well, you know what? I should mention one little thing. I was working a show at the Angler the other night, and Dave Moore, who's like a local music, legend, he's got a legacy for sure. He brought up Chris Jones possibly running for Secretary of Agriculture during the show. And he said that if Chris decides to run, some of the money from the merch sales at this show I was working, we're going to go towards that. And the room was very excited about that. Like, it seemed like most of the people in the house, and this was a very, well-attended show, were like clapping and cheering for Chris Jones. So I think that's great.
That is awesome.
That was exciting to me. I did want to mention that to our audience, who I'm sure everybody out there loves Chris, right? We're all
I
we're
think
all hoping
so.
Chris runs. Yeah.
I think so.
All right, let's plug a few things, and then I guess I gotta shovel
Yeah, still snowing.
and try to go to work. We'll see if I can get out of the driveway.
Still snowing. Feels like 0 degrees.
So with that
Can't
in
win.
mind, how bad the weather is right now, think about your local Starbucks employees who, well, if you're in Iowa City or Des Moines, they're on strike, right? And they're picketing their stores out in this cold, this snow. They need your support, okay? They need this stupid, evil company they work for to negotiate in good faith with them so that their working conditions will improve, okay? So you should go out and you should support the striking workers at your local Starbucks. And if your local Starbucks isn't on strike, you should go in there and tell them to go on strike. Don't buy anything. Just tell all the employees, hey, you should walk out of here right now. They'll appreciate the advice, I'm sure. I'd also like to plug an upcoming show on January 2nd. A band that I'm in called Ascended Master will be playing at Alley Cat in Iowa City. This is going to be a food and winter clothing drive. So if you got food or clothing that you can spare, you should bring it to the show. January 2nd, Alley Cat. Blaster from the Quad Cities is also playing, and Chunks and Recess, a couple of local punk bands, are playing. Also, Fall of Babylon is on the poster, and I'm not sure who that is. Sorry if you're listening, but Fall
Sounds
of
cool.
Babylon's playing. It's a cool name. Yeah.
Yeah.
The poster's cool. It has like a gorilla on a skateboard. It's going to be a great show. Would you like to call us? Would you like to tell us your thoughts about anything? Anything. 319-849-8733 is the phone number. Leave us a voicemail. Maybe you will appear on an episode of Rock Hard Call Us. Evan, would you like to record an episode of Rock Hard Call Us this week?
I would love to.
Okay, let's try to do that.
Okay.
And once we've recorded it, people will be able to listen to it at patreon.com/rockhardcaucus. If you give us $1 a month, you get to listen to stuff like that. It's a good deal, I think. We do pretty good. I think that our podcasts are all right. They're worth $1 a month, maybe.
They're good enough that we've continued doing them.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not embarrassed by all of the work we've done.
Right. That's a good bar to clear,
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people are embarrassed of the things they create.
Yeah. Some people we know. I've had a little bit too much on my plate in the first half of December to really put anything up there, but we will get some new stuff up soon. Yep. Tony and I are reading comics, so a new Speed Freak will probably come soon as well. We're going to close out with some music. This is actually not technically like local music, but it's like a person that I know, Hannah Barnes, who is a composer, has an album. You know what? What's the name of the album? I forgot. Oh, it's called Negative Capability. You can find it at hannahabarnes.bandcamp.com. And I believe she's based in Chicago right now, so it's like almost local. And we're going to close out with the first movement of her piece called 5 Images. And I think it's pretty cool. And I think that if you're interested in like more avant-garde type of like chamber music, you would probably enjoy it as well.
Yeah. Iowa City is little Chicago.
Yeah. I saw
That's
somebody
what they say,
saying,
at least.
In response to the Starbucks strike, that all of those Starbucks workers are actually just rich kids from Chicago.
Yeah, I don't think those are the kids who come to the University of Iowa.
Yeah.
I don't think the rich people of Chicago are sending their children to the University of Iowa.
Yeah. Actually, I ran into Abby last night, who's been on our podcast before, Abby Shetman. And I told her that I saw somebody saying that, and she laughed really hard. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. By the way, if you have music that you would like us to play on the show, go to our website, rockhardcock.us. There is a link near the top of the web page where you can send us music. We would love to hear it, and we'd love to play it. Thank you to Hannah Barnes for playing us out today. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, everyone.
Yes. Stay warm.